Today's rant comes to us from a YouTube channel, Cross-Examined, with Dr. Frank Turt. He's going to talk to us about why the churches and the church members of our country have allowed the trust fund that was built by our founding fathers to deteriorate away from the original founding values. So let's roll into it.
As history tends to repeat itself, that we start off in a very God-fearing, sovereign country, and then as time progresses, we move more atheistic, we have more worldly values as America is currently going. What types of things can we as Christians do in our society to bring us back towards a more God-fearing, God-loving country?
If you're concerned, as we all should be, with the state of the country right now, you know whose fault it is? It's our fault, because we haven't been engaged. So we need to re-engage. You need to get involved at every level of society.
Because the expectation that everybody knows how great America is no longer there. Many people in our country take advantage of this country and have no understanding that not every country is as great as America.
One of the reasons the country is where it is now is because the church checked out 100 years ago.
Our school systems are a perfect example of what he's talking about. Our lack of engagement for the last 100 years involved in our schools has allowed for the slow socialism of our children. The slow teaching of communism and socialism and anti-freedom and humanism and anti-God has been taught to our children because we just went on cruise control and we didn't think that it really mattered what they were teaching them. They would always teach them how great America was.
If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions, just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct.
The church in the 1920s didn't think they could answer Darwinism and some other things, so instead of engaging the culture, they separated from the culture. They created their own little Bible clubs and their own little schools, and they said, look, there's only two kinds of vocations that are godly. If you're a pastor or a missionary, everything else is secular.
Science and archaeology have produced large amounts of evidence that prove the Bible's claims. There has never been one piece of evidence ever produced that disproves the Bible's claims.
So we got out of the media, we got out of politics, we got out of education, we got out of so many things. The godly people got out. And is it any wonder why those institutions went godless or those disciplines went godless?
We need to see people who are involved in churches and involved in faith getting out there, learning about politics, and people who know about politics and also believe in God but don't go to churches need to get involved in churches and realize that those people need informed and that they're on your side. They're on the side of conservatism. They're on the side of faith against the ideas that we're seeing destroy our country.
What you don't want to do, and none of us should be doing, is hiding under our desks. We should speak the truth and leave the results to God. So we need to start standing up for the truth. Why? Not only because we want to protect our rights, we want to protect the rights of other people who might even be against us.
Right.
We want to do what's right for them too, even if they think what we're doing is wrong.
You support, censorship online then?
I do support censorship.
So we need to re-engage.
The uninformed have no problems with taking rights away as long as it's not their own rights. But they don't understand that by taking one person's rights, they're also taking their own rights.
You don't think censorship could go wrong?
I don't think censorship. I think, we need to censor things that are not the correct information that's happening.
Right, but who decides that? Somebody you disagree with? Would you want someone you disagree with deciding that?
There are only two things I can't stand in this world. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch.
What?
The uninformed, stupid people of our country are very dangerous, and they are willing to take your rights away from you if you don't stand up for their rights.
Remember that the U.S. Constitution prohibits the government from restricting speech, even speech that is uncomfortable or provocative or wrong, except in a few very exceptional Supreme Court recognized circumstances. But despite the robust protections of the First Amendment, the federal government is making every effort to pressure social media companies into punishing speech.
It's your responsibility to be informed and stand up for people's rights, because too many people who are uninformed will vote your rights away and think because it feels good to them and that the government will do the right thing for everybody, that that's what's best for you.
You must be new here in Texas.
We just moved here from California because our state was being ruined. Anyway, we'd love for you to vote for this politician who's just like the politicians who run California.
Well, bless your heart.
Because they don't know what they're doing. Many sheep do not realize that they're sheep. And so it's important for the informed people to get involved in all aspects, because the uninformed are destroying our country and our world through their lack of information, but through their really big hearts.
Oh, somebody may unfriend you on Facebook. Too bad. Right? Stand for what is truth. Leave the results to God.
People have a hard time just telling the truth to somebody because they're so afraid they'll lose their friendship, not realizing that if you think that person's your friend and that the truth will make them stop being your friend, then they're not your friend.
Facts that contradict a stupid person's prejudgment simply need not be believed, and when they are irrefutable, they are just pushed aside as inconsequential, as incidental.
Someone who believes in censorship and would rather be lied to than be told the truth is not your friend.
I want freedom for me, not necessarily for you. I will say, just so that you will agree with me, let's have freedom of speech for both of us. But the moment you interfere with what I believe, then I don't like it so much.
How many times have we seen dictators remove religion from a culture, remove religion as a basis of what's right and wrong for governance, and then millions of people end up dead?
The woke don't succeed in persuading people of the rightness of their point of view any more than the totalitarian methods of Communist Party states during the Cold War persuaded their populations to embrace Marxist-Leninism.
So it's time that we admit the truth, regardless of whose feelings it hurts, because if we don't remember our past, then we're doomed to repeat it.
I don't know what piece of evidence you would need to see, like, oh, okay, maybe this is like a problem that we should start to worry about.
Everyone is aware of the lie, and we're supposed to just deal with the fact that we know it's a lie and say something that is untrue.
Thanks for hitting that like and subscribe button. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Thanks to all my subscribers. Thanks for watching. Later.